Hey everybody, Joe here. I'm back again, and it's the first Wednesday of a brand new month. You already know what that means. It's time for pickups. What did I get in the month of August? Let me show you. Hey, before I get into these games that are right here, you can actually see some of them, and you can probably even see some of the titles. I know that's ruining some of the fun, but I got this controller. I actually got this in the month of July. This was an Amazon Prime Day purchase, and I actually left it off the July pickups video, so here it is. And it's a PowerA wired Xbox One controller. It's a mini controller, or it's mini compared to standard size Xbox One controller. Here's the PowerA Spectra controller. This is like my #1 go-to controller for PC gaming. 9 out of 10 times, this is what I'm using. In fact, you can clearly see the letter A is worn off this controller from use. And I'm sure that's going to happen with this one eventually. I've got a gaming laptop, which I mostly, if I'm playing games in the living room, that's what I'm using. So I've got this controller for that, and this is the one I keep down here in the basement. Also, another thing I wanted to show you before I get into the games is a record. I got the Streets of Rage soundtrack on vinyl. This is a really cool thing. You saw it for a brief second in my Streets of Rage 4 Thoughts video. This is neat. I'll show you what it has inside the sleeve here. Aside from the disc, it has a couple of these posters that are vinyl LP size. I think these are pretty cool. Great artwork. Suitable for framing, if you will. And then here is the disc. If you've not seen this from other YouTubers, it's not your traditional black disc. It's kind of a transparent red. This is not a super common thing, but it is out there. Plenty of record companies have done pressings in different color. One of the earliest ones that come to mind for me is 1978, The Who put out Who's Next. I don't know if the UK version was put out by Polydor on a vinyl that was red, but I know MCA did put it out in red vinyl here in the States. I have a copy of that. But I'm sure others have done it. But that's like the earliest one in my personal collection. Also, I have a couple cool bootlegs that are almost like bowling ball finish. Stuff like that. But anyway, this isn't a vinyl channel. Although I would love to show off my vinyl record collection one of these days. If you're interested, leave a comment down below. Anyway, right over here, I've got some NES games. This is all I bought this month, were NES games. I bought 19 NES games. They're all right here. You may have actually seen 3 of them on Instagram or my Facebook page already. I did not pay like ridiculous amounts of money. Let me start off with I bought something from this one website back in like beginning of the year, and they give me a customer satisfaction survey every month. Without any fail, I get a customer satisfaction survey, and they give me $30 on a Visa gift card for my time for filling out this damn survey. I feel like I'm playing them because every month I get the survey, they give me the $30 gift card, I blow it, and I'm not blowing it on their website because I bought the one thing once for $60 and I've more than paid for it. You know, and the money they've given me back. And most of the time it's been going to some of the games you've been seeing in my pickups videos, actually. I bought a bunch of commons, you know, to fill in the collection. I'm inching towards 400 NES games in my collection. So let me show you some of what I got. Not everything was from the $30, but a nice portion of them. They've got, some of these need some cleaning, I'll say that. But Bandai Golf Challenge Pebble Beach, I think is what it's called. Yes. I actually had this one back in the day. This is one of the crappiest golf games. You can actually play through every hole with a turbo controller and something holding down the button for you. You can just put it down, walk away, and it'll play every hole just holding the turbo button, because it's just the entire, stroke is just hit the A button, 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 hit the A button. I mean, yeah, you can aim and do all that stuff, but you can actually, it'll correct you. You'll be like way above par, but you can actually play through every hole just by holding down the A button turbo and just walking away. And you know what? That's actually more fun than playing the game the normal way. Next up, we've got Top Gun. I can't believe that I did not have this in my collection already, but it turns out I didn't, so I picked it up. Next one is Thundercade. Rocketeer. I hear this is not a terrible game, but I don't know too much. Remember the movie. I thought the movie was kind of fun, but then I was fairly young when I saw it. This is Road Blasters. This is another one. This is one I actually have a little nostalgia for, because one of my friends growing up had it, but I never did. It's kind of a cool type of game. And then here's a Disney game, Tailspin. Pretty clean cartridge. So is that Rocketeer. I think I got them from the same place. And then another game, Gotcha. I need to get myself a cheap CRT and hook up my actual NES and play some of these one of these days. Maybe I will, because I've got a lot of gun games. I got most of the gun games, I think, all except for one or two. Dungeon Magic. Don't really know too much about this one, but it's got a gold sticker on the back, so it's battery back. Next up, here's an unlicensed game for you. It says F-15 City War. So it's American Video? Yeah, American Video Entertainment. You can tell because I have that little press here thing, which is kind of dumb. There's a win, lose, or draw. I actually have a couple more game show games in the pile here, because I bought some commons, as you can tell by some of this. Some of these are decent too, and there's a copy of City Connection. Again, needs a little cleaning, but not too bad. Hey, it looks like an old electronics boutique or sticker on the back of this for $1.99 used. Don't you miss those days? Well, some games still are worth only that much. Of course, that's not what people are charging for them. Here's another game show game. Here's Jeopardy Jr. Like I said, filling in the collection a little bit with some of these. And then Mission Impossible, which is interesting because, based on the 60s TV show that came out in the late 80s. And then, once again, another game show game. Here's Wheel of Fortune's Junior game. All right, and then now we're getting to the slightly better stuff. The last few here. We got Godzilla, Monster of Monsters. This is Godzilla 1. It's not a bad game. It just takes a lot of time to play because it's a little slow-paced, but it's decent. Speaking of decent, though, here's Darkwing Duck. Kind of has like a Mega Man sort of feel to it if you're not familiar. Never actually played it, but I've seen and heard a lot of good things, and I've watched a lot of videos on it. That's why I bought it, because I really want to play it. And then, okay, the last three here, these are, okay, well, one of them's definitely considered a heavy hitter, and the other two are moderately priced. They're in a range where I normally wouldn't pick them up, but these are games that I actually bought with trade-ins to other places, did a little dealing. These two that I'm going to show you first are from a great, fairly local shop, Classic Game Junkie, Glenside, Pennsylvania. If you've watched Game Chasers, they've actually been in there, and a few other guys have happened to have done stuff from there. I think Rerez did a video in there for when they had some kind of developer kit for some system ages ago. But here's Terra Cresta and Rainbow Islands. I traded in about 30 NES games that were doubles to my collection, and then I didn't get a hell of a lot for them, of course, but you know what? I got enough to not have to take too much out of pocket for these two guys. And these are ones I'm very glad to have in my collection. This is this last one. I traded in another 17 games, did them to an online shop, and got credit. And I got enough credit that I only had to pay another $5 to afford a copy of the Cryon Conquest, which is another kind of Mega Man style game. You see this like sorceress chick on the cover, but then in the game she's like this little chibi looking witch. So there you have it. There are the games that I picked up in the month of August. Nice heavy pile. You know, it's all sitting precariously on my lap right here, and we're over on top of my mouse pad over here. And if you can't tell, I'm changing my focus a little bit. I want to gear more towards retro stuff. As time goes on, you're probably going to see more retro videos on my channel. When I get back into making reviews, you know, one of these might be a topic for one of them. Hopefully that'll happen in the near future. You know, I'm getting a little more organized with stuff. You know, upstairs the game room's have been kind of a mess. Still feeling a little bit like a hoarder in that aspect, but I'm straightening up, getting rid of a lot of stuff that I don't play. A lot of the stuff that I bought at the flea markets and thrift stores over the past couple of years that I realized some of this I'm just not gonna play it. And I figure, okay, let's just, if I'm not going to play these games and I'm playing them and I'm going to collect them, at least collect some that are kind of more interesting. So, you know, moving out a lot of the PS2 games and original Xbox games that I'm probably not going to play, and go into some NES games. And some of these I'm definitely more likely to play than any of those. So that's what's going on there. As time goes on, more retro stuff. I mean, retro is in the name, so may as well embrace it. Right, guys? Okay. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Take care.